Hey, what's up, guys? This time around, we're gonna do a tutorial for crash dive. Crash dive is one of my absolute favorite skills to do on trampoline because there's so many different combinations that you can do out of it, and it's just fun to do in the first place. The prereqs that you should probably have a good front flip. It's not necessary, but if you have a front flip, it's gonna help you. But I think it's imperative that you have a really good backdrop. If you don't have your backdrop, you're not gonna know how to bounce out of your skill, and then you're not gonna be able to progress onto the bigger and more difficult skills. So, with that said, let's get into this tutorial. Here we go.
Crash dive. What is a crash dive? Well, it's also known as a 3/4 front because it is exactly that. A 3/4 front flip to your back. Now, I'm going to move pretty quickly, so try to keep up. Step 1 is the essential basics. This is a skill that I like to call a watermelon. A watermelon starts with your legs in a straddle position slightly wider than shoulder width, your body hunched over and grabbing the back of the knees. As you lean over, you're going to jump and initiate a slow rotating front tuck, landing on your upper to middle back, and then bouncing back to your feet. It's extremely important that you get this down and then move on to step 2. Step 2 is the same exact thing, you're just going to start adding a bounce. Not a whole lot of difference, slight increase in difficulty. Alright, so now we're on step 3, which is almost the same exact thing, but you're going to be letting go of the legs. Over time and consistent practice, you will begin to gain more control, but in simplest form, this is a crash dive. Now, with a little bit more practice and some tweaks to this skill, you can begin to do them the advanced way, which leads into the advanced skills.
Alright, so you keep hearing me say that there's all these crazy cool combinations that you can do out of these crash dives. Well, I'm going to show you a couple of those first, and then I'm going to show you how to do a really good crash dive, because without having it clean and pristine, you can't do those kinds of combinations out of it. Alright, here I'm putting on a GoPro so that you guys can see what I see, because where you're looking in your crash dive is actually really important.
So here you can see where my eyes are throughout the duration of the skill, and we're going to go over it a little bit slower. Because you want your back to bounce where your feet initially took off, on the takeoff you're going to slightly push your hips back. This causes you to travel a little bit backwards. As you're rising, you're going to begin to open up your body position, and while you're doing this, start spotting your target. As you continue to fall, you're still going to stretch that body position open, and then on the last second, tuck your head in. From here, the rest is very much the same as the back bounce.
Now when you do hit the trampoline, keep your head up and your arms in front of your face where you guys can see them. Your legs should be slightly forward, that way when you bounce you can kick and do a sit-up motion back to your feet.
As you see, they're pretty much the same, but you want to kick more upwards than outwards. One last time.
Alright, so here I'm just showing you a couple of things that you want to try to avoid while you're doing these crash dives. We'll go over these real quick. So the first one that comes to mind is leaning or jumping forward. Remember that your target is where your feet bounced. So if you're leaning over and shooting out, then you're never going to hit your target. So don't lean forward, don't jump forward. Straight up,
hunch down, and land in the right spot. The second one that comes to mind is when you do your bounce and you rush your feet to the trampoline. If you're rushing your feet to the trampoline, then you're going to hit and it's going to stop you. Later on, you can kind of use this to stop when you have a bad one, but don't make a habit out of it. Use it only when you need to. The last one that I can think of is keeping your knees away from your face. Now, I didn't do it in the gym, so I'm going to show you right here. So when you bounce, you're going to be in this position. Now, if you're loose and you're careless, your knees are going to come back and clock you in the face. Okay? So make sure that you're not loose. You got to hold your body position. Okay? Arms in front of you where your eyes can see them. Legs upright. Now, there is a safeguard to this. And you're going to put your knees to your shoulders instead of your face if you have to crash that way. But don't put your knees to your face, okay? You need your face, so don't knee your face, all right? That's about it for this time, guys. Subscribe for more. There will be more. If you would be ever so kind to like and share these videos, I'd greatly appreciate it. Love, peace, and chicken grease.